What's up guys, this is Miasin. So today I'll be reviewing a bunch of cards that we got relatively recently, and I actually just got back from the NAWCQ and it went relatively well, but I'm gonna make like a full video dedicated to just that. And today I'll stick to just reviewing as many cards as possible, especially the new archetype that we got, and it's honestly really spicy. So yeah, before this video starts, you already know the drill. Friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button, and now let's get right into it. Okay, so the first card is Earthbound Servant Geo Gremlina, level 6 Dark Fiend fusion effect. I can already see where this is going. Earthbound monster and any dark monster, and all of the effects are once per turn. If this card is special summoned, not just synchro summoned, you can add an Earthbound, not even Earthbound Immortal, so you can add Earthbound Grid or Linewalker monster from your deck to your hand, except Earthbound Spirit, which is not really an Earthbound monster. Anyways, you can target one dark monster you control. It can attack directly this turn. This is irrelevant. If a monsters your opponent control is destroyed by an Earthbound's card effect, you can target one of those destroyed monsters and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. Again, just more Earthbound FTK support, which I can never complain about because it's more content for me. I love those cards. Oh my, I came up with so many Earthbound Immortal FTKs in my life. It's always about inflicting damage, and Grid or Linewalker reduces your opponent's life points from 8,000 to 3k. That's pretty scary, if you ask me. So being able to burn for even more damage and searching everything that you need is the icing on the cake. Yes, sir. I'm really looking forward to playing with these cards. Anyways, the second card is Fire Recovery. Now, one really interesting thing about Age of Overlord, and I think, you know, relatively recent support from Konami, was the fact that they're really making Pyro and Fire support infinitely better, like way better, because Bonfire, when I initially read it, was really bad, but then we got like a new, we got new support that made Bonfire extremely good. So yeah, anyways, normal spell card, you can only use the second effect of discard once per turn. Target one fire monster in your grave, send one card from the hand to the grave, and if you do special summon that monster, that is not once per turn, only the second effect is. You can banish this card from the grave, then target 3 of your fire monsters that are banished and or in your grave, shuffle them into the deck, then draw one card. Daigusto Emerald, not too bad, and also from the banish. So this is playable in Infernoids as well. You can revive back Decatron, and sending an Infernoid monster from the hand to the grave is not even like a drawback because they do the same thing, right? And in other decks, I think this could also be relatively decent. This could be good in Volcanics. You can also recycle back your resources so that you can always scattershot your opponent for Regeki every single turn. I think this card is overall pretty good. I will not complain whatsoever. Alright, now we've got the new Brionac monster. Is it as good as the first one? I don't know about that. Brionac, the Dragon of Icy Malevolence, level 6 Water Sea Serpent. Was the first one a dragon or Sea Serpent as well? Anyways, generic. You can only use both effects once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can discard one card, then target one card on the field. Return it to the hand. You can bounce back your own cards. Alright. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can discard a card, then do the same thing. I don't know. It doesn't look like super broken. And yeah, the old Brionac was obviously way better. I mean, pre-errata, no shit. And this is probably not any better than, I don't know. Is it better than post-errata? Doesn't matter, but I don't think this card is gonna be too great. Maybe there might be some plays where bouncing back your own cards could be cool, but it's nothing too extraordinary. Anyways, some new Shinobird monsters. Shino Baroness, Shade Peacock, level 4 Winged Beast, okay. You can ritual summon this card with Shinobird's Calling. The second effect is once per turn. It becomes a Shino Baroness Peacock while it's in the hand or in the field. Wow, okay, Jesus, a lot of cards are really, yeah, similar. This card is ritual summoned. You can add a spell or trap from your deck to your hand that has Spirit Monster in its text. Okay. Once per turn during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, special summon this banished card. And once per turn during the end phase of this card was special summon, return it to the hand. I don't know, it doesn't look too fantastic, but it's probably not too bad because it also searches, so I'm not going to complain too much. Shino Baron Shade Peacock, okay, the exact same thing. And even this effect is similar. You can tribute this ritual summon card, add a spirit monster and a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Alright, so that's not too bad. And it's level 4, so it's relatively easy to summon. Once per turn during the blah blah, same thing, okay. And now we've got a field spell. Once per turn, you can ritual summon one wind ritual monster from your deck. Oh my god. Okay, by tributing spirit monsters and or Shinobird tokens you control, whose total level equal or exceed its level. Ritual summoning from the deck is always good. I mean, I've seen this with Megalith Full, so obviously this is, destined for greatness. So I'm not going to complain whatsoever. Up to twice per turn, if a face-up wind monsters you control return to the hand, you can activate one of these effects. So either add one of your spirit monsters or ritual spell that has been in your banished or in your graveyard to your hand, or set 1 stars align across the Milky Way. Well, first of all, the name is funny, but what the heck is this? Yeah, okay, yeah, no, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, way too complicated for me. All right, let's move on. The new archetype, the Memento archetype, and there is a picture that I saw on Road of the Ready for Duel. Basically, like a revamp of old vanilla monsters that used to exist like 20-something years ago. And it's really crazy to see that they have managed to come a long way. Very nicely done, Konami, on an actual really nice revamp. But anyways, Memento Lal, Titiculia, the Nether Skull, Nani, what the flying frick is this name? I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing this, but yeah, the Nether Skull Dragon, basically. The Nether Skull Dragon. Yeah, the worm. This guy, bros. 5k attack and 5k defense. Yo, this guy is thick, okay? Can't be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand or grave by shuffling 5 other Memento monsters with different names from your hand and or grave into the deck or extra deck. Kind of looks a little difficult, not gonna lie, but you know, if you summon it, then you know, you got yourself a pretty big monster. If you control no other monsters, this card can attack all your opponent's monsters once each. It's pretty much guaranteed that you OTK if you summon this card. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon 1 Memento monster from the hand or grave. Will you even have anything left once you summon this? Because you have to shuffle pretty much everything that you have, so it looks a little tricky to do. And obviously, the goal is to not shuffle cards from the hand and only shuffle from the grave, because otherwise you're going like neck 10. It's not really worth it. But yeah, this card is very good going second, but it's not like you can summon this turn 1 and do anything. It's not gonna really interrupt your opponent. It's not really a boss monster like that, you know, scares your opponent that much. Anyways, Memento Horn Dragon, level 8 Dark Dragon. Of course, it's a revamp of, I believe, Tri-Horn Dragon. You can only special summon with this first effect of discarding once per turn, and the second effect is once per turn as well. If you have 3 or more Memento monsters with different names in your grave, you can special summon this card from the hand for free, alright? And if this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can target 3 face-up cards on the field, including at least 1 Memento card you control, destroy them. You can destroy 2 cards your opponent controls when this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, but the theme of the deck is to destroy yourself. Because, of course, self-destruction is very beneficial. Yeah, of course, I love saying that. Memento Tatsu no Toshigo. I've actually made a shorts on the old version of this card, so it's really nice to see that, you know, just a few weeks after we get, you know, a revamp of it. What are the odds, right? Anyways, level 5 Earth Beast, garbage stats, but it doesn't matter. Once per turn, if you control no face-up monsters other than Memento monsters, you can special summon this card from the hand. It's a better Photon Thrasher, I guess. Why not? During your main phase, you can destroy 1 Memento monster you control, and if you do, send any number of Memento monsters with different names whose total levels are equal to or lower than the destroyed monster's original level from your deck to the grave. This is a mass Foolish Burial that seriously facilitates the summon of this card right here, and also of this card. Not too bad, and of course destroying cards is very good in this deck, so far so good, but you've got yourself a lot of monsters and not really a bunch of Stratoses, so hopefully you can start getting some cards that actually search upon being summoned. Memento Fair Witch, level 3 Dark Spellcaster. Both effects are again once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Memento monster from the deck to the hand except itself. There you go. That's what I wanted to see, because otherwise, you know, we're missing the goo. We're missing, you know, some juice in order to play. Your cards just destroy themselves to do nothing and to summon cards, but yeah, we can finally go +1 with this card. Not bad. You can target 1 level 2 or lower Memento monster in your grave, destroy 1 Memento monster you control, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. Okay, sure. I mean, it is a Monster Reborn, but I don't know how good are the level 2 monsters. Well, level 2 and 1. And by the way, this deck, I just realized, has really, really good synergy with, I believe the card is Supply Squad. Every single time your monsters gets destroyed once per turn, you draw a card, but it's not a hard once per turn. So if you have multiples, they stack. So if you destroy cards on your turn and on your opponent's turn, it's like draw. And I think this deck will definitely want to play 3 copies of that card. Anyways, Memento Mace, level 1 Light Fairy. Okay, 1 for 1 could be good then. You can only use both effects of this card once per turn. During your opponent's main phase, if you control the Testicles, Nether Skull Dragon, I'm not even gonna bother, like I said. Quick effect, you can discard this card, then target 1 face of monster your opponent controls. Take control of it until the end phase. It's like A Veiler Widow Anchor. That's crazy. I love it. And then during your main phase, you can destroy one memento monster you control, and if you do, add one memento card from your deck to your hand, except itself. Wow, we've got 2 searchers. Okay, not bad. So this one is on summon, and this one is like straight up just an ignition effect. But that's pretty good. You know, so far so good. You got a searcher that revives back another searcher. So yeah, and then finally we got a Memento Goblin, level 1 Dark Fiend. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's once per turn. I believe they all have different types, so you can easily play. There can only be one in this deck. Yeah, they all have different types, but you've got the Dark and Earth attribute, so goes in and Light, so goes in match definitely hurts a lot. But anyways, I think we were at this one. During the main phase, if you control the testicles something, you can discard this card. Your opponent cannot target memento monsters you control with card effects this turn. This is ass. During your main phase, you can destroy one memento monster you control, and if you do, send up to 2 memento cards with different names from each other from the deck to the grave, except Goblin. I mean, again, like, sure, destroying cards is fun, but can I benefit off of it outside of just filling my graveyard? Because otherwise, at this point, I might as well just mill them, right? Anyways, Nether Skull Temple Memento Land. The field spell, you can only use the second effect of this card's once per turn. If your memento monster battles, your opponent cannot activate spells and traps until the end of the damage step. No! Oh my god, I can't use Mirror Force to protect myself anymore. What a bummer. Bro, this is never gonna come up. Anyways, if a monsters you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target one of them, special summon one memento monster with a lower level from the hand or grave. One thing that I really like is that the best ones are the lowest level ones. So it's really crazy how this card synergizes so well with the level 5, self-destructs, and also foolishes cards. And then you just revive back them, you know, like you revive back this one, and then you get a search, you revive back the goblin or this or something. Then you get another search, so a lot of snowballing, I want to say, on top of, again, drawing if you have supply squad. Anyways, once per turn during your end phase, you can target one memento spell or trap in your grave, set it. So this is how you can benefit off of sending memento cards, not just monsters. So you can foolish for the spells and traps and then get them back with a field spell. This field spell is fantastic. The only drawback is that it doesn't search on activation, but can we really complain? It gets you 2+1s, so at least there's that. And again, over time, you're always going to be benefiting off of both of these effects. This one is the only, like, kind of irrelevant one. Anyways, we've got a quick play spell card now, Memento Bone Party. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's once per turn. Destroy one memento monster in your hand or face of field, and if you do, take one memento monster with a different name from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it in defense position. I have 2 things to say here. First of all, you can dodge Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence on your monster. If they use it, then you just chain this card, you destroy your monster, and then it still resolves. And you can play around Droll and Logbird by using this card on the draw phase so that you can add a card from the deck to the hand. But realistically, you're gonna be special summoning a monster, but that monster can be the level 3 guy, which is the Fair Witch, and then that searches on summon. So a very, very good card, and you can draw multiples, and it's not too bad. You use this on your turn, and then the second copy, use it on your opponent's turn. Anyways, during your main phase, you can banish this card from the grave, then target one memento monster you control. If it attacks a defense position monster this turn, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. That's not too bad, but it's not too great either. It can be used on your monster that has like 5k attack, so being able to do like 5k piercing on every single monster your opponent controls, you know, not bad at all. So I definitely will take that. Yeah, great card for though, honestly. I really like all the spells so far. A Memento Bone Back, quick play spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's once per turn. If a face-up memento monster you control leaves the field by your opponent this time, special summon one testicles from your hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Yeah, but it's dog shit. If your opponent moves a memento monster out of your grave while this card is in your grave, oh, that's Exorcister support. I mean, not really, but, you know, kind of. Not really, no. You can banish this card, special summon as many memento monsters with different name as possible from the hand and or deck. Okay, so that's actually ridiculous. Like, if... Oh my god, Jesus. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's pretty insane. But your opponent literally has to move a memento monster out of your grave, so it's like, it's so easy to play around. Like, all you have to do is never DD crew a memento or be stupid or something, because otherwise they literally special summon 5 monsters from the deck, which is really stupid. Like, you literally lose if this effect resolves, but it's not gonna resolve, and that's something that I'm not a really big fan of, but you should still play 1 copy of this card, just to prevent your opponent from doing that. So if your graveyard is really important for you and you don't want your opponent to be banishing everything, then, you know, play this card so that you can punish them. But yeah, definitely not too bad, but a little gimmicky. Just a good one of, though, unlike this card, which is a 3 of, and this card, which is a 4 of, most likely. Okay, for the trap cards now, Memento, Fracture, Dance. You can only use both effects once per turn. If you control a Memento monster, target one card on the field, destroy it. It can be your own card. Then if you control the Testicles, you can destroy an additional card on the field. Not fantastic, right? Icarus attack is kind of like better. When an attack is declared involving your Memento monster and an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from the grave. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. Which, again, is not bad because you can use this while you're OTKing with a big guy, and then you only have 5k attack. Who cares? Whatever. This is irrelevant. You don't really need this card, honestly. And the final card is Cranium Burst. Continuous trap card, you can only activate the second effect that discards Z once per chain. Okay, your opponent's monsters must attack the Memento monster you control with the highest attack, if able, while you control any. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can target one... Oh my god, Jesus. You control, it loses 1,000 attack and defense if it does negate that effect. Oh my god, wait, what? Okay, that's actually insane. Jesus. When your opponent activates someone, you can target... Oh my god, okay. Whoa, this card is really good. You can negate like 5 times because it's once per chain. If it was once per turn, I would have been like, not the best. But now this actually gives a lot of incentive to summon your boss monster on turn 1. Because it's pretty much really reminiscent to Appaloosa. You're going to be negating a lot of monster effects while you have attack to sacrifice from your monster. And of course, your monster has 5,000 attack, which is ridiculous. So you can negate 5 monster effects, once per chain though, just like Appaloosa. And you can also protect your testicles if you have like another monster. Your opponent can only attack the monster with the highest attack, which is really nice, actually. I really like this card. So yeah, this is fantastic, but it's a one-of because it's searchable. You can like dump it and then reset it back with the field spell. By the way, the quick plays, you can also dump them and benefit off of them. Not bad at all. But yeah, this is again why you only play 1 copy of this. You probably just play 1 copy of at least everything. I don't think there's any card that is bad to the point where you don't really want to play them. They all look pretty nice to me. But yeah, so far, I really like this archetype. Again, huge shoutouts to Konami for coming up with such a nice concept. You know, revamping some really, really old cards and literally naming the archetype Memento in like, you know, because, you know, it's a souvenir. It's a memory of like old cards, if that makes sense. That is what kind of like a Memento is. But yeah, again, let me know, guys, what you think about these cards, as well as the other ones that I reviewed. I think the Earthbound card and the Fire Recovery are pretty nice, but the Brionac is kind of shit, and the Shino Bird cards are relatively decent, but I don't know much about them, but I really like, again, the Memento cards. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.